pretty sure you've had the situation where you opened a file that contained an amount of text and you selected that and noticed it's not editable because it has been outlined. Hello and welcome to the Vector Garden. In this tutorial we're going to take a look at a couple of methods of how to unoutline text, and one of them includes an Illustrator plugin and others contain other software. Let's take a look at them. Now the first thing you can do is using the plugin by Astute Graphics, which is VectorFirstAid. And maybe you have bought the plugin because of this reason, but maybe you have bought Astute plugins for other reasons, then you might not know that it even exists. So let's go and take a look at it. Here we have the Astute Graphics plugins and there we have VectorFirstAid. It does a couple of things, but here's how to unoutline text. You just click this button and then it takes a couple of minutes and does its job. So now you see this is text. We can select all of it and it has even preserved the fonts. Now, a couple of things to say about that. One is if you're doing that for the first time, then it might take a couple of minutes because it first scans all your fonts and puts them into a database. As you can see, I have a couple of fonts installed. And with all these fonts, it took about 2 minutes to make this database. So it does that because, as you can see, it preserves those fonts. And if you have a text and you do not have the font, then the feature probably does not work. Okay, let's take a look at the other methods because maybe you do not have that plugin. So now we can take a look at what else you can do. This is not a high-res monitor, so I'm going to enlarge this because this here is maybe difficult to scan when using OCR on it, because that's what the other methods will do. So I'm going to take a screenshot here of these lines, and then we're going to switch to Acrobat. Here we have it. I'm going to open that screenshot. And in order to do so, of course, you have to go to all files so that it shows, and then open that, and there it is. And now I always have to search for tools in Acrobat. So I'm going to use this and search for OCR, which stands for Optical Character Recognition. Like this, and then let's see, it does it here. So that's the first dialog box where you set up the language, and then let's go to OK, and then we can select the text. But you see, not all of it could be recognized, so the normal letter shapes work best. Now I can select it, copy it, and let's go back to Illustrator, and I'm going to create a new text frame. Let's delete all of this here and paste. And there you see it had a couple of issues with that text, but the others worked well. The same thing you can do if you're on a Mac in Apple's Preview. So let's go to Preview, and there we can also just select this and open it. And Preview is even easier because you do not even need to do OCR. You just select the text. It does that automatically. It recognizes text and you can select it. So let's just copy it and let's go in here like this, delete this here and paste. And you see it worked even better than Acrobat. But of course, you need to do some proofreading on that. Now let's get to another method. So maybe you still have Illustrator 2024. And that's important because of Retype. So you see there is Retype in Illustrator. And I'm going to select this outline text, and you see you can match the font, but you can no longer scan the text. Let's take a look at Illustrator 2024, which is here. And I'm going to first save this file here, and then I'm going to 2024 and let's open that. And now I'm going to zoom out. So here is the outline text, and in this, you can go to Edit Text. This is very tedious for a longer text because it can only do one word at a time, but that is something it can do. So let's zoom in on this one here, and it sees all these words, and you go to apply and then exit, and you see this word has been unoutlined. Okay, so in the Creative Cloud, you can install the current version and one version back. So you can actually install Illustrator 2024. You go to All Apps, here's Illustrator, click on those dots, and go to Other Versions. And there you want to scroll down to something that is named 28. And install that. I'm going to done because I have already done that. The next thing is when you first open the Retype panel, you have to download that module. I did that yesterday and it worked for me that it got installed, but no guarantee of that. Also, as far as I have done in my experiments, it does no longer work on pixel text. So it works on outlined text, but not rasterized text. I hope this helps you in your workflows.